If you have fresh seafood, you have the makings of a masterpiece. By the end of this video, you will be pulling this exact steaming, glossy plate of seafood pasta right off your own stove. You do not need to be a professional chef to pull this off. We are going to build this dish using a rapid, foolproof sequence of 5 specific steps. The trick is understanding how traditional Italian kitchens operate. There are no thick, heavy sauces to mask mistakes or rescue subpar components. Take a look at this photograph of a woman making fresh pasta by hand in a traditional restaurant setting. Authentic Italian cooking relies completely on this level of uncompromising freshness, specifically in the dough and the produce. Mastering this dish requires one core skill: respecting the absolute integrity of those raw components from the moment they hit the heat. The process begins with the aromatic base. Start with a generous pour of high-quality extra virgin olive oil, a couple cloves of garlic, and red pepper flakes to bring the heat. This temperature timeline shows a very strict thermal window. The goal is to safely extract the garlic's fragrance. Push the heat too far, and it reaches the failure point, burning the garlic and turning the entire base bitter. Once that oil is perfectly fragrant, drop in the fresh, purged mussels and clams. Immediately follow them with a splash of local white wine to deglaze the pan. The cold wine hits the hot oil, and vapor rapidly expands. You need to clamp a lid on the pan immediately to trap that steam. This trapped, high-heat environment acts as a pressure cooker. It forces the bivalves to open, releasing their internal ocean brine straight into the base to form our foundational broth. Now we reach the primary failure point for home cooks. Many people leave the delicate seafood boiling in the pan while they finish the rest of the sauce. To avoid rubbery texture, follow this strict rule. The exact second those shells pop open, physically extract them from the heat. This diagram shows the biological consequence of sustained heat. Tender, relaxed proteins on the left contrast with violently contracted ones on the right from prolonged boiling. Move the shells to a resting bowl to keep the meat plump in a thermal safe zone. Vigilant monitoring and rapid extraction during this 2-minute window is the single greatest divider between amateur results and the tender, buttery consistency of professional seafood. With the seafood safely set aside, drop fresh chopped tomatoes into the remaining seafood-infused wine broth. Give them a moment to soften and release their color. Next comes the transfer. Pull your pasta when it is just under al dente, moving it directly from the boiling pot into the simmering tomato broth. Now introduce the catalyst, a generous splash of heavily starchy pasta water. This acts as our primary binding agent. This microscopic view shows the chemical emulsion process in action. The starch molecules from the water physically bind the separated olive oil and watery broth together. Finally, reintroduce the rested seafood along with all their collected juices. Add a handful of fresh parsley and give the pan one final, vigorous toss. The tossing creates a chemically unified emulsion. The result is a rich, cohesive sauce that successfully clings to every single noodle. To plate it correctly, twist a large portion of the pasta directly into the center of the dish. Then intentionally arrange the open shells around the perimeter to frame the noodles. 2 visual markers confirm flawless execution: a glossy, clinging sheen coating the pasta, and a plump, fully hydrated state for the seafood. Save up every penny you can to visit Italy someday, but tonight, bring the coast directly to your own kitchen. True culinary luxury comes directly from the flawless execution and marriage of simple, high-quality ingredients.